Today, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse stood on the steps of the Capitol and demanded justice. For over a decade, they've been silenced, ignored, and failed by our government. But right now, we have a chance to change that, and it requires your voice. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and here's what you need to know. Last night, Congress released over 33,000 pages of what they called the Epstein files. Sounds like progress, right? Wrong. 97% of those documents were already public, and much of it was heavily redacted. The government is essentially giving us recycled paperwork, while the evidence, the real evidence that could expose the powerful people who enabled this trafficking ring, remains hidden. Meanwhile, Representatives Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna have introduced the Epstein Files Transparency Act. This is bipartisan legislation that would force the complete release of all government files related to Epstein and his network. This morning, survivors spoke publicly. One survivor said, quote, "The days of sweeping this under the rug are over. We, the survivors, say no more." Another said this.
Epstein surrounded himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually.
These women, who were trafficked as children, are showing more courage than most of our elected officials. They're demanding transparency about flight logs, about who knew what and when, about immunity deals that protected powerful people while leaving victims in the shadows. So here's where we stand. Representatives Massie and Khanna are using something called a discharge petition to force a House vote. They need 218 signatures to bypass Speaker Mike Johnson, who is actively opposing this effort. They have 216 signatures, all 212 Democrats plus 4 Republicans, Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, and Lauren Boebert. That means they need just 2 more signatures to force this vote. But here's the problem. Republican leadership, including the president, is pressuring members not to sign. They're more concerned about protecting powerful people than protecting trafficking victims. But this isn't partisan politics. This is about holding powerful predators accountable. The survivors told us today that other powerful people beyond Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were involved. They have names, they have evidence, but the government won't release it. Think about what message we send when we protect the reputations of the powerful over the lives of trafficked children. Think about what it means when survivors have to beg for transparency about their own abuse. So here's what you need to do right now. First, call your representative. If they're a Democrat, call and thank them for being signed on to this. If they're a Republican, outside of those 4, tell them they need to sign the discharge petition for the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Tell them the survivors deserve justice and the American people deserve the truth. If your representative is a Republican, remind them that we are just 2 signatures away from forcing this vote too. Ask them why they won't be one of those final 2 to stand with trafficking victims. Tell them you won't forget about this. Third, share this information. Most Americans support releasing these files, but they don't know that we're literally 2 signatures away from making it happen. The number for the Capitol switchboard is 202-224-3121, and they will connect you directly to your representative's office. The survivors said it best. We need the Epstein files to be out. They've waited over a decade for justice. They shouldn't have to wait another day because politicians care more about protecting powerful people than protecting children. Make the call, make your voice heard. The survivors deserve nothing less.